Hi, this is Darren Drew from D. Drew Guitars. Today I'm going to show you a couple different usages for woodworking tools. Okay, here I have a little bandsaw, and after you cut your line, going down with it, cut your line next to your line, whatever, there's always a little bit of stuff that needs to come off. So what I found that works very well is to run your saw and drag your piece of work back like this against the teeth of the blade while it's running, and it really takes a lot of it off. You can apply more or less pressure, or change your angle like this even to take more or less off, but it will take down some of the stuff that you don't get close enough to with the first initial cut. Okay, there's one usage of that, that besides the normal one. And then I use my table saw here, and after I get done cutting this like that, and then taking off the edges, I'll put some sticky paper on here. And this is up against my fence. And then you just sand it back and forth. And this will make it completely flat with a 90-degree curve to it, or 90-degree angle at the very edge down here. So, and that's what you want on the neck. And also, I've done some with this, using the same process. That's how I make like my binding strips like this, which looks really cool when it's all done and said and done. You glue on one piece of the binding, then you sand it with the fence on the table saw, and then you glue on your next piece and so on. And you sand them, you can get them exactly where you want. These are both 2 millimeters each, on each side of each piece of wood. But it looks really cool when you do it. And then I'll put in my ebony dot markers, where they belong. And this is another piece I'm doing the same way. This is like half of the guitar here. Here's the other half, but you can see after I sand it next to the fence, it comes out really nice, really square like I need, and it's really nice and smooth so that I can glue these two halves together, doing the same process. So that's another use of a table saw that I've discovered that maybe you could be enlightened on and use yourself. Anyway, this is Darren Drew. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.